Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Now, I want to take a more conversational approach. Can I do that this evening? Because crime, when you hear about crime, you see the statistics, you see the figures, but you never hear about the solutions. We always complain about our young people engaging in deviant behaviors, but we never hear any solution from the government. You have a minister responsible for national security, a minister responsible for crime prevention, a minister responsible for home affairs, but yet the home is dilapidated. Our country is in a crisis where we don't know what's going to happen next and what's happening to our young people. You mean to tell me that we are surpassing all records of criminal activity? Remember when we were in power? Remember what it was like when your streets kind of felt a little bit more safer, right? Now it feels like every week, every turn, every section that you look, you're hearing a gun, you're hearing a stabbing, you're hearing a shooting. How do you feel about that? It's a scary situation for any young person, myself included, as some of the highest rates of incarcerations are young men, the highest rate of homicides is young men, the highest rate of suicide is young men, but yet the young men are always being cast aside, whether you look at the education system, youth development, or any activity like that. We must address the situation at hand. We must look at solutions in our education system, after-school program, mentorship programs, development activities. We must look at ways to facilitate activities within our system that promote development amongst the young men. It is unfair that we speak so ill of the youth, but we make no effort towards them. How do you ask for our support when it comes to your development in terms of your party, and we feel like we're just tokens being used for your advantage and then forget about us later? We wonder, what about the future of St. Lucia? The future is now. It is present. But the present seems to have no future. Many people watch for their pockets and their own development rather than development of St. Lucia. I remember on a very important show, Newsmaker, a young gentleman came on to speak about the issues of crime and violence when it comes to young people. And he articulated some points that I find that really hit home for us, especially when it comes to the family. You see, in socio, I learned that the family, especially in the Marxist perspective, consists of three institutions: family, school, and religion. Our young people's homes, we don't know what they're going through at home. Some of them feel neglected. Some of them feel abused. Some of them feel abandoned. So what do they use? They use school. Our education system does not facilitate their development, doesn't facilitate any initiatives and activities to promote them. They feel abandoned. And religion, oh my goodness. It feels like a conflict more than a comfort. And our young people tend to run away from the church rather than to embrace it. So now the three institutions that are responsible for the development, they're running away from. So what's next? You mean to tell me there are young people in gangs because they feel more at home in gangs than in their own households? What are we doing for that? What are we doing to keep our young people occupied? What are we doing to provide solutions for them and their development? A lot of talk, no action. Papi show. You understand? And that's all it is. Papi show. So rather than be another person who comes and just sits here and rants and raves and say, oh my God, St. Lucia, crime situation is out of hand, I provided you with some solutions. Because united we stand, divided we fall. So rather than come here and be another person on the platform just advocating for change, I'm suggesting them. So I hope my warnings and my suggestions are taken into advance. I hope that the people are listening. I hope that you understand that you have a responsibility in your household. You have a responsibility in your schools. You have a responsibility in your church. You have a responsibility in your communities to help develop the young people so they stay out of criminal activities. Each one of us must stand united and take a stand against the injustice that is happening. Because if we do not, we as a nation will fall. There is no unity amongst us anymore. We must stand united. We must light the torches. We must make the way. We are the truth. We are the light. We are St. Lucians. Thank you very much.